Yo, what's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Welcome to the video. 8 Thoughts here. Appreciate you. Now, actually, appreciate what appreciate. I ain't pandering to you. You should be here watching these videos because I'm the best. You're welcome. Subscribe right now. Hit that like button or get the fuck out. I could just see it now with the title of this video. All the dudes in their tap-out shirts, you know what I'm saying? Thinking there's some MMA UFC fighter getting all angry and their little panties in a twist. Like, oh my God, this guy, screw you, man. I'll see you on the streets and give you a knuckle sandwich. Listen, dudes, the MMA sucks now. Conor McGregor came up and made it really exciting there for a little while, but honestly, I don't know how many fights, how many main events we're dealing with, except, of course, I know you're going to use this as an example. Did you not watch the co-main event there, you loser? Did you not watch the co-main event with those two women? And I will say that was one of the best fights we've ever had in the UFC. But as a whole, one fight don't make the damn sport. But as a whole, UFC sucks and is dying. It's boring. It's not fun to watch anymore. The main cards, the cards themselves are not in they're filler. They're mostly filler, and they're not entertaining to watch. 90% of UFC fans don't know anything about jiu-jitsu, don't know the technicality behind it, and UFC, for its most part, has become too technical, too specialized when it comes to jiu-jitsu and groundwork, and dudes will wrestle on the ground for entire rounds. Like when my wife watches it as well, who doesn't know anything about wrestling or technicalities or jiu-jitsu, but loves to watch boxing matches, and her opinion definitely would represent a mass majority of fans who watch, doesn't like watching UFC because she says it's gay. It's like two dudes wrestling on the ground, and she doesn't understand jiu-jitsu or how people are trying to do arm locks or choke holds or et cetera, and she just thinks it looks stupid. Like, what are these guys doing? It's so boring to watch. And that is a large majority of the fan base, and that is how the casual fan views most fights. And then last night, the main event was the most boring main event I've ever seen in my entire life. And could you imagine wasting $69 on that pay-per-view? One fight with two women beating the hell out of each other doesn't make it worth the while. And like I said, most of the main events, most of the actual main fighting cards, UFC 247, et cetera, has been pretty boring. I mean, there's a couple good fights here and there, but boxing is definitely a superior sport nowadays, and I'm calling it right now that UFC is on the decline. Like I said, majority of the fans don't know anything about jiu-jitsu. They don't know anything about the technicality of the sport, the specialization of the wrestling, and it's boring to watch. It really is boring to watch. And the main event last night with Romero and whatever, the other dude from New Zealand who's not really from New Zealand, but he's black because, you know, whatever. Kia kaha all day. But that was ridiculous. And the fights before that are ridiculous. You sit there and wait for a main card to be amazing. You wait for it to be awesome. And then, like, it's over either in 10 seconds or they drag it out for 5 minutes per round for 25 minutes. And there's not much striking. There's a lot of wrestling. And it's just not exciting to watch. The Tyson Fury and the Deontay Wilder fight was way more entertaining, way more exciting. And boxing is coming back again because people are tired of watching a main event and getting hyped up for it to only last 30 seconds with a one-punch knockout, to waste $70 on that. Or main cards that are really just filled with nothing, all filler, to get to that main event, to end it in 30 seconds. And the undercards, for the most part, are boring as well. It's just not fun to watch anymore. I mean, I used to really enjoy watching UFC, but over the years, it is getting worse and worse. And they have so many UFCs filled with people that no one really cares about. And they have like maybe 1 or 2 fights on the card that are interesting. And then, like, how do those go? They end, like I said, in 30 seconds, or they stand around and no one throws punches, or they get on the ground and it's just, you know, using jiu-jitsu and wrestling. And like I said, 90% of the fans, present company included, don't care to see that anymore. It's boring. The sport has become too technical and too specialized for its own good. And that's why boxing is coming back up. Like the Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder fight was an amazing fight and probably one of the most exciting sporting events when it comes to UFC or boxing or whatever, combat sports, I guess would be the word to use, that I've ever seen in a long time. And you can't rival that excitement of a major boxing match. I just feel that the best of the UFC is gone and behind it now, and the excitement of the sport is gone and behind it for the most part for a majority of fans, and boxing is on the rise. More people can relate to it and enjoy it more because it requires less, I guess, understanding. That's all I think. I think it's a better science, it's a better art. I think UFC is for retards. UFC 248 sucked, except for the 2 females, which was ridiculous too. That was barbaric and just crazy. And you know what, man? Honestly, it's not a science. Those two people are throwing punches, but they're not boxers, right? That's one thing before I go off on two as well, is that no one is really great at anything. If you put those girls against actual boxers, they would get smoked. And I understand it's not boxing, but no one is really great at anything in the UFC. They're just really good at everything, if that makes any sense. Like, you know, there's some professionals at the old jiu-jitsu and wrestling, but when it comes to striking, a lot of them are, you know, it's just watching a bunch of morons just swing violently at each other and just sort of with half-assed training who aren't really great strikers fighting another person who are great strikers, sort of like just a street brawl at the end of the day. That's what that fight was with the two girls, was a street brawl, which is cool and all, but it's not the beautiful science of boxing and skill and training. Anyways, UFC is like the, I don't know, white trash loser of combat sports, and boxing is just the best. Okay, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. My name's 8 Thoughts. I'll see you on the next video, and make sure to subscribe, or don't, who gives. And last but not least, and most importantly, stay black. Don't let the honky cracker with the shapeshifters bring you down. All right, peace out.